Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on tonight's episode, we are going to be picking out another one of our alts, a class that, has gotten a lot of grief over the years, but something I've never actually played before. And yeah, if you're looking at the left-hand side, we are going to be picking out a ranger to play. Now, there are three main classes that you can pick: a half-elf, a human, or a wood elf. And there's a little bit of an advantage and disadvantages to all of them. Now, again, I've never really played a ranger, so my information is coming from the wiki, coming from people that I've talked to, because we do have quite a few rangers in the guild that I'm in currently, and the ones that I fight with on occasion. So I have been picking their brain for the last 3-4 weeks, finding out, who's the best one to play and what's the downside and upside to certain ones. Now, wood elves are the ones that I'm going to be picking. They are a good race, and they have a naturally high agility. So as a ranger, you kind of want that high agility, and they have one of the highest in the game to start with. It's at 105 versus humans, which is at 85, and half-elves, which is at 100. You also can wear both small and medium armor to start with, so you get a little bit more variety, a little bit more choice options when it comes to outfitting your guy, although to be honest, a medium-sized armor is usually going to be better than small-sized armor, but not always. So you can choose a wood elf if you want that little, option in that. You also start with the ability to forge as a wood elf, but again, as a ranger, you're going to develop that ability no matter which one of those races you pick, whether it's human or half-elf down the road. So if you wanted to start out with, that's definitely something you can get, and it's going to give you food and water and sometimes some pretty cool stuff depending on the zone that you're in that you might be able to sell for a little bit of coin. So definitely a little boon to you just right off the bat. You also, let's see, what else have a natural, the natural infravision. It's kind of nice. I mean, being able to see is actually kind of cool. And I'm looking over at the page where I took notes from people I've been talking to make sure I give you all the information that, you guys might want to know about rangers. So being able to see at night is definitely a boon to you, especially as a ranger. You're going to get the ability to track. You're going to want to be able to see where you're going. And humans, from what I'm told, have none of that. They do get a spell as a ranger that you can use to kind of augment that a little bit. But those spells usually aren't as good as just having natural, night vision. And wood elves, I think, is the choice we're going to be going with. Half elves, again, are limited to medium-sized armor only. They get a little bit of a nice little agility to start with, 100 versus 105 for wood elves. So not too shabby if you ask me. But, I'm trying to save the half elf for the druid that we're going to be making in the future. And that's why I am going wood elf. I want to do all the races and all the classes over time so you guys can see a different perspective for each one. So we're going to go with ranger, wood elf. Now, this is the face that I chose. There's different faces on here. We'll go through each and every one of them. You guys will have to tell me up close. He looks like he's kind of smiling. A little smirk right there on the little edges of the lips. If you hit accept and go out to the back view, it doesn't look like a smile anymore. It looks more like right down the middle. The little kind of smirk on the edges doesn't really show up very well. However, the other faces are all like, he kind of looks like he has a little bit of smirk, but his eyes make him look like he's evil, right? So maybe Vulcan, actually. Maybe not so much evil. Just looks a little bit more Vulcan to me than anything else. You got this guy who, I don't know, he looks okay. Not too bad until you zoom out, and then all of a sudden, not so great with the smile. That definitely looks like a smile to me. That, not so much. So I don't know. I want my guys to look like they're nice because he's going to be a ranger and not a dark elf. Dark elves, I'm perfectly fine with them being, very solemn and just kind of outright mean to people in their looks. That doesn't really look like a ranger to me. I don't know why. His face just doesn't seem to match that body at all. The head looks slightly bigger than it needs to be, or maybe the proportions on the eyes. This guy definitely does not look very friendly. If anything, he looks very like, leave me alone. I don't want to be here. This one, I don't know why he makes me want to think of like the 50s, hey, kind of thing, with the slick back hair. And yeah, we're definitely not going with that. This one's not too bad, though. He's one right before the one that I like, although he definitely looks like he's frowning on that one. He's definitely not having a good day. This one, I like that face. But those are all the different faces you can pick from for the Wood Elf and for Rangers. Now I'm going to go ahead and do as they have suggested by putting your points into Agility to start with. Was it Agility? No, it was Strength. I don't know why I thought it was Agility. Okay, let's go ahead and pump those back down to 105. We're going to go ahead and put the points into Strength. Again, you're kind of we're going to put all the points into Strength, apparently. Yeah, 20 of them into that. And let's go ahead and hit Next. All right, so now we don't really get a choice in Religion. If you're playing a Wood Elf, you have to be Tunar. Not really a bad thing. Before Velius came out, there was no class-specific or religious-based armor for Rangers that required one or the other. After Velius came out, there is one that you can get if you are Tunar only. And what was the name of it? I think it's called the Helm of the Tracker. And you have to be, Tunar on that one to be able to get it. So it's up to you whether you choose to go that route or not. I don't really see any downside to it. We need a clever name. Let's look at some of the ones it might give us. Don't really like that one. It kind of gives you the same ones over and over again, what I've noticed. No, somebody would never be able to spell that and be able to give me an invite to a group. I want something kind of, yeah, it's going back and forth to the other ones. Let me think about this. I want something kind of clever. Hey guys, and so we're back, and I went ahead and paused the video while I figured out what name I wanted to use, and I went with Ranger with 2 N's. So a little bit obvious, but hey, it's definitely gonna let people know who we are and what we're doing. And I don't know what the last part of that's gonna be, but we'll have to think of a clever last name because it wasn't really that clever a first name. But we're gonna go with it. Let's see. Let's close all this down. We're gonna move some of our stuff around to different spots. I'm thinking, same setup that we put pretty much everywhere else to make sure, we know where things are. Group window right here. This is going to have to come down slightly. Right there. Group window. Actually, that might be fine a little bit higher. I don't know. We'll move that around a little bit. Let's see. Put that right there. So when we target somebody. Priest Discord. Song window. You don't really need the song window, guys. That's something they added during Velius, and song window is really not a thing. So we're just going to close that down. We're going to leave this here for now. And EQ2 button is going to come over here. Actually, EQ2, just button, not EQ2. And that looks pretty good. I will, of course, mess with the options and make all this invisible as time goes on. But I don't want to do that at the moment. Actually, I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do a little bit of that in case you're kind of wondering. You just right-click on the window, go into Window, go into Background. Oh, it's Alpha? Yeah, Alpha. Go into Fade Level. And then just turn that all the way down to 0 or 1 or whatever you want to do on that one. And then when you're not on the object anymore, it will go ahead and fade out. If you put your mouse over it again, it comes back so you can see it. So don't worry about like, oh, I can't see underneath it and I can't see the words because we're on, a snowy background and it's very hard to see. You just have to move your cursor over it and you can see it again. So that is kind of nice. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our inventory and see what we start with. Now we start with some food and some water. Skin of milk is your water. Bread cakes is your food. If you hold down the right trigger, or the right mouse button, I should say, not the right trigger, you will see a description of what you have. And this is bread cakes, no trade item, which means you can't give it to anybody, you can't sell it to anybody, and you can't drop it on the ground. It is, for all intents and purposes, on this character to stay. This is a hearty meal. Sometimes you'll find food that says this is a snack, and that is referring to the duration of how long that food will last. And because they're giving it to you right off the bat, they don't want to be too difficult on you to start this game. They're going to be difficult, trust me, guys. They're just not going to be too difficult. So they're giving you food that I believe it lasts for an hour for every piece. So that's about 5 hours worth of playtime before you have to buy anything new. And by then, you should know where to buy food and water, or you should have found a little bit more. So that's pretty nice right there. It is £1 for that. We also have the skin of milk, which is right there, and it says this is a refreshing drink, which again kind of refers to just how long that lasts. We also have the Tome of the Order Tome of Order and Discord. We don't need this. This is if you want to turn it into this guy that's standing right next to us and become a PvP player. Not something we want to do, so we're just going to go ahead and destroy that. Now remember, if you do become a PvP player, you can attack other people who have their name in red. However, you cannot get healed or buffed or helped out really in any way from players who are not PvP. So if you're running around and people are buffing other people up at the ramp, you're not going to be able to receive any of that help because you are a PvP player. Now, it does start you with a weapon. Weapon's not going to be all that great to start with, but it is something to get you on your way. 4 damage, 29 delay. It's one-handed slashing for its skill, 5 pounds, medium, and the classes are Warrior, Paladin, Ranger, Shadow Knight, Bard, Rogue, and Race All. However, it is no trade, so it's stuck to this character. When you're done with it, you're not going to be able to sell it. You're going to have to destroy it. So this is your weapon. Go ahead and use it. There's no reason to not use it at this point, unless you're going to be a twink and you have better stuff to add to them. You also get a note, and if you right-click on the note, it goes ahead and opens it up for you, and it says, "Hail, young woodman! If you wish to learn the ways of the Ranger, then join Faydark's champions. Give this note to Master Ranger Magellan Trueshot, and he will train you well." Now, every class gets a note like this, and somewhere in the city that you start is the person you need to turn this note into, and it's telling you who you need to turn it into. That's pretty much all it tells you. It doesn't tell you where they're at, and it can be very, very difficult to find these people at some point. But we're going to leave that up. We're going to go up there and see if maybe we can find it. This is going to be an exploratory episode, because I don't know where this is. I've never really explored this ramp or this city too much. It is by far one of my least favorites because it is kind of confusing. Now, if you want to get in there, push that little button right there and the elevator will come down. Now, if it doesn't come down right away, sometimes it's bugged. Go ahead and give it a second. Click that little button again. It's going to go up. Give it another second and then click it again and it should come down. So if we click it now, nothing's going to happen. You see, it's kind of bugged out a little bit. So give it another second. We'll click it, and now we're going back up. So that does happen from time to time. It kind of sucks when it does, but it is something you might have to deal with, especially if you're over here for a while. So we need to join the Faydark's champions, and we need to find Magellan Trueshot. Okay, so we need to keep an eye out for a building that may say champions on it, and keep an eye out for her name. Really have no idea which direction we should be heading. What's over here? You would think it would be right next to where they start you, but no. Almost never is that the case. You're going to have to go pretty deep in here before you find somebody. Now, this is the barkeep. We can right-click on them if you've never played the game before and you're kind of wondering how things work. If you right-click on people, they will open up a little menu of stuff that they will sell you. And you can see right here on the right-hand side, you can scroll down and see all the stuff that they have. Some of this stuff is things that they start with, and others are things that players have actually gotten out in the world and brought back to this NPC and sold. The NPC will have, say, something like, I think it's, 50 slots or 60 slots, something like that. Maybe it's even 30 that they can fill up, and they may start with 12 items. So anything beyond the first 12 items that somebody sells them will get filled up into those extra slots to the point where they can't fit any more in their inventory at all. So the first time the server resets, if you go back and sell them a whole bunch of stuff, your stuff will be there for everybody to see until somebody either buys it or the computer resets again. And you can see the Axe of the Slayer. Not too bad. 23 delay, 48 or 23 damage, 48 delay. Rampage, 15 pounds though. Warrior only. And somebody must have sold him that because he only has one quantity, and it's 566 platinum. They always take the stuff that people sell them that's worth quite a bit of money and jack the price up to extreme amounts. And it's kind of nuts in that regard. You almost never want to buy an item that a player has sold an NPC from the NPC after the fact. This guy actually sells backpacks, so this is going to be a good place to come. 5 gold, 7 silver, 7 copper. It's large and it holds 8 slots. So if you look at our inventory right now, we have a total of 8 slots, and each one of our items is taking up a slot. If you buy this backpack, it goes into just one of the slots. You right-click on it, it opens it up into another 8 slots. So you can just imagine how much more you can hold if you do that. However, there are other backpacks out there that have 10 slots on them, and there's even backpacks out there that have weight reduction for anything that you put within inside of it. So there's definitely some things you can do to to upgrade. I'm already lost. I have like no clue. Fletcher's, I'm pretty sure this is not where it's going to be, but let's go in there and take a look anyways. Nope, that is not it. And this guy is going to be tweaked out pretty good too, because my cleric has a lot of stuff in his bank that I have been meaning to, give my ranger when I finally do make him. And my cleric's gotten to the point now where he's running out of backspace in his bank. Actually, he's ran out like a long time ago, and that's why I have decided that tonight's the night I'm gonna make my ranger, mainly just to clear up some backpack space on my cleric, and then somewhere down the road when we have a little bit more time, we're gonna play this ranger a lot more and see what he can do. Now there's an inn over there. Did I come from that direction? I have no clue. That's why I hate coming up here. I am lost for hours when I come into this tree city. Maybe playing this ranger will teach me and make me learn it for once. But I always say that when I have a character that's over here in this region, and I just avoid this city like the plague. So the music here is beautiful. I know it is. It's a beautiful city, but I get lost so easy in here. It's just ridiculous. So I'm hoping we can find this within a reasonable amount of time. I don't know. This whole episode may just be us running around looking at the city and me having to find this guy off camera. Oh, I can't even get around the door. Finding this guy off camera. Now, one of the things you need to be aware of is if you fall off of the city, you get lost enough, and there used to be people who did it would just get lost so much they'd be like, I'm jumping off. You will die. You will die, and good luck finding your corpse. It is not going to be easy. That is pretty rough. However, there is I don't know if I want to call it a little glitch, but it is something that people take advantage of quite easily, is you can drag your corpse from any location that is within the same spot, but not the height. So if you are, say, 800 meters above where your corpse is below you, you can drag it. If you're 5 meters above it, you can drag it. If you're 1,000,000 meters above it, you can drag it. The distance of the height does not come into play on dragging it. Now, the distance from you from left to right or in front and back does play a role in whether you can drag your corpse, but height does not. So if you do die and you manage to get up into the tree city and see your corpse down there on the ground, you can drag it right back up to where you're standing if you died close enough to where you're dragging it from. I don't think that was the case back in the day, because I remember losing my corpse and several people losing their corpse, being able to see it, but never actually being able to find it once they went down there, because this place is confusing. It is crazy bad. Okay, so let's see. No tavern. We've been here. This is the same place we've been before. I'm going in circles already, and I've only been up here for like 5 minutes. This is oh man. Come on, let me at least find the place I got to turn this into. Oh my god, I've been in this door. Oh jeez. This is bringing back memories. Oh, not good ones either, but they're bringing it back at least. Where am I going? Why can't I go in any other way? But okay, we came from that way. We're going this way. Did we go up? I think we did. I'm just gonna stick to the left-hand side. If you stick to the left-hand side, maybe we won't go in circles as much. We're probably still gonna do it because this city is very confusing. Okay, so the Emeralds Warriors. Okay, so we came from that direction. And we checked that area out. Okay, so this is where we started. I think this is the ramp that we came up, or the lift that we came up. Let's see, so we can go the tavern. Okay, we checked that out. We haven't gone down that ramp yet, and we haven't gone down this ramp over here yet. So let's go down this one first. We'll come back over to the other one if we can ever find our way back to this location. I know somebody's probably screaming at the screen, going, no, your passage is just right down there. Or maybe we're going the right way. I do not know yet. Packweaver's goods. Well, let's come in here and check it out and see if... oh, there's another player right there. Know what he's doing. He's not close enough to be buying anything. There's another backpack in here. Fine plate helmet, fine plate weapons. There's also a large box. Large boxes are something you might find out on creatures when you're fighting them. The only difference really between a large box and a backpack, if I can show you the two right there next to each other, is that the weight is a little different. You got 3 pounds on the on the backpack and 4 pounds on the large box. So, it's really, do you want to carry the extra weight? Is it worth it for you to come back? I believe the price is a little different too. 5 gold, 7 silver, 5 gold, 2 silver. So you save a little bit of money, but not too much. But chances are, if you got a large box, you found it out in the field off of one of the creatures, a skeleton or something along those lines. That doesn't look like it. What is this? This is the Bards Guild. Well, Bards, we're getting a little closer. Okay, there's another player right there, and she opened up the door for us. There's another Bard in here, Web Dancer. I'm not going to check to see what they have. A lot of these are probably just their guild trainers, so they can, level up some of their points into the skills that they've earned as they go through their levels. Let's keep going down this way. Oh, man, where's this Ranger Guild going to be? Faydark's Champions. Name sounds familiar. There's another lift right there. So if it is over here in this area, at least now we know there's going to be a good point to come up here. I'm getting a little bit of lag tonight, so if you see a little bit of choppiness, I think that's why. Normally I don't get that, but there's been a little bit of lag, and I'm guessing they're doing a little maintenance, a little patch, or maybe the lag's just on my side. You just never quite know one way or the other. Oh, man. More ramps that lead off into different areas. I'm not going to check those buildings. They don't have a name on them. And I believe the Ranger Guild is at least going to have a name. I think it's big enough and important enough that it's probably going to have a name on it. Could be completely wrong on that, but I'm hoping I'm not. There's an inn right there. There's another building right there. Let's see, anything up here? Yeah, there's more up here. Be very, very careful when coming down on these ramps. It's easy to fall off. All right, let's see. There's another player right there. No? Merchant? What are you selling? Bandages? Oh, molds? Oh, okay, so he's a trade crafter. Is this a player or an NPC? Oh, it's an NPC. Okay, well, black wolf skin. Yeah, nothing really all that great. The Valium Morningstar is not too bad. Definitely not worth that price, though. Somebody sold that to that NPC right there. Let's keep coming over here and seeing if we can find our building. True Shot Bows. This seems more like where we need to be. You're going to be probably in this little place quite a bit as a ranger. Not who I'm looking for, but definitely the supplies to make arrows if you want to go down that route. Although have heard that rangers will go through arrows incredibly fast, so you're going to need a lot of money for that if you're going to go down that route. Let's see, Barkeep Ciceria? No, we don't want any alcohol just yet. Maybe something more down the road. We'll get some of that. Let's see. Come on, please be the place we're looking for. It might be. Can it be? Maybe. Scouts of Tunar. Scouts. Well, maybe this might be what we're looking for. Let's see. Merchant. No, not who I'm looking for just yet. Come on, be in here. Maybe? No, it's still not the right place. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, okay, well, we got to keep looking. Merchant. Yeah, you won't talk to me. Rogue. Okay, so this is for rogues only. Really? Rogues are the scouts? Well, I guess they really are. I was just kind of hoping that maybe, possibly, this guy would get lucky enough. I could jump off right there and land on that platform right there if I'm really, really lucky. Or I could jump over here. There we go. All right, so I can skip around a little bit. Hope that doesn't make me get lost anymore. No, that's the wrong way. We're going this way. Now look for these little lights. These little lights right here will tell you if there is a bridge or a ramp leading down a little bit easier so you don't have to get right up on top of the ledge. I don't think there's anything in these buildings, but let me go ahead and check anyways. There's a merchant. Oh, yeah, that's all that's going to be in here. There's only one other way that we have not gone yet, and that must be where it's at. So I'm hoping we haven't missed it, because if we have to go all the way back, that's going to be crazy. Did we go up this way? I don't think we went up this way. No, I don't think we went up this. Maybe there's two different ways we haven't been yet. All right, nothing in that building. What's over here? No ramp. There's another inn. Did we go this way? That's what I'm saying. There's so many inns in here. It's kind of confusing. There's another merchant. There's nothing here. It's just a dead end. Really? I hope this guy's building is at least labeled. I should be looking this up on the map, but I kind of wanted to find it without it. If I can't find it in another couple of minutes, I will look it up on the map while we're playing, and then we'll go get it real quick. But this is kind of nice to get a nice feel for the city. No, it's not, guys. It's not even close. This is not what I want to be doing. I don't want to be up here any more than I have to be. I want to get down. I want to go kill something. some ranger stuff, guys. Do some ranger stuff. Get some armor. Get some really cool levels on here. What is that building? The bar. Okay, so we have been there. What is that? Pack Weaver. Okay, so we're back to the one place that we looked at earlier where I think I went off to the right. I went off to the left. I haven't gone straight up. And this is that one area. So yeah, somebody probably was screaming at the screen going, no, you were going the right way. I didn't know, guys. I didn't know. Let's see. Goods. We got a tavern over there. Let's go this way. Again, somebody's like, no, go to the left. Go to the left. This is when I wish I was playing online where people can watch me stream it and, give me tips on where to go. Because I bet you more than anything I could find some help from somebody who is a ranger. Now, rangers, they get a lot of flack from a lot of different people. And they're usually the person who is told to go off and take the harm touch or the death touch or something along those lines. The sparkling glass, that seems more like a jewelry place. Yeah, it's going to be merchant stuff. Wow, it's kind of cool looking in here, though. I mean, take a look at that, guys. If I zoom in, you guys can see a lot of jewelry up there on the wall. Somebody spent some time, and there's a guard back there. Yeah, I could see it. Definitely don't want anybody stealing what you got. Jewelry is very, very expensive, but that's just kind of funny. Let's see, can we go a little further this way? Still nothing over here. It's gonna be a little, well, it's always the last place you look, because once you find it, you no longer look anymore. But I think it literally will be the last place on the map that we go to after we've searched everything else. And somebody out there is gonna be like, yeah, you're doing that on purpose, man. Nope. I could not do that on purpose in this city, even if I wanted to. And trust me, guys, I do not want to. Somebody's like, yeah, this is my favorite city. Stop insulting it. It may be your favorite city, and I hate to make fun of a city, but not my cup of tea on this one. Oh, come on. I'm not going to find her, am I? All right, well, we're going to have to pause it here, I think, and see if we can find her. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going anymore. All right, guys, well, we'll be right back. Right, guys, we are back. We are over at the bank. Don't ask me how we got here. I had to follow the map every step of the way, and I believe it's down this way that we're going to be heading. Let me go ahead and change the map a little bit. Yeah, I think it's over this way, and then we're going to head over to the right, and then down. Yeah, I think we're getting a little closer to it. And is this it? Faydark Champions. There we go. Okay, finally we found it. Don't ask me how to get to the bank, but if you can find the bank, you can find the guild over here next to it. This is one heck of a city, guys. One heck of a city. We got a lot of work to do to get familiar with this place. Let's go ahead and turn in our orders right here and see what he gives us. Hopefully it's going to be something pretty good. Now remember, make sure to take one last look at the orders and see that the name is absolutely the right name, and then make sure that it's not stacked. You're leaving one item in here at a time in each one of these little spots, never stacked on top of each other, although in this case it can't be stacked, and then hit the give button. And we got a piece of clothing. As you guys can see here, a dirty green tunic. It's for your chest slot, 2 AC, 1 pound, ranger only, elf, and half elf that can wear this. So let's go ahead and put that on. It didn't change the look of our guy at all. And some of the armor that you get in the game definitely will do that. So if you're trying to find a certain color or something like that, you can look around. You will find the right stuff eventually, although some colors are just not out there for your race. Now, we did get some other stuff here, which is faction standing with the Faydark Champions got better. King Terrorist Thex got better. Clerics of Tunar got better. Soldiers of Tunar got better. And the Crushbone Orcs got worse. Don't be too worried about the Crushbone of Orcs. That's not going to be a thing. You're going to kill tons and tons of Orcs. And their faction, to my knowledge, from all the time I've ever played on the game, is not used in one thing whatsoever. And everybody pretty much has kill on sight faction with them. Now, it did seem like there's a few other things in here that you can read through. He did give a little speech right here, hail Rangers and welcome. And he tells you a little bit about who he is, and he'll tell you that he'll teach and train you. If you're new to the game, I suggest that you read the text, although a lot of the time it's kind of vague because they do play the role-playing aspect of the game, so they don't just come out and say, I will train you in your points. They're more like, I will help you progress in your skills as you become more experienced experienced in the world around you, things like that, but it's, in one way or another telling you, come back to me every so often, right click on me, and this window will pop up, and this is the window where you can train your stuff. Now you can see what skill level you have at things. It's going to be pretty nasty because you just started the game, you haven't fought anything yet, so most of this stuff was going to be at awful. The stuff that's not, like the level 9, this is what's telling you that you have to be level 9 before you can train in any of this stuff. This one is level 9, this one is 35 for disarm, level 20 for double attack, dual wield is level 17. Let's see, level 5 for kick, so we'll be coming back here not before long. Level 5 is not too far away. Level 18 for parry, 35 for reposit, 10 for sneak, and sneak is going to be a really, really useful thing for you, so definitely come back and snag that. And then you got your languages, and you start off with Common Tongue and Elvish. Every race is going to have Common Tongue, and every race is going to have the language of their race. So if you're a Dark Elf, you'll start off with the Dark Elf language. If you're an Ogre, you'll start off with the Ogre language being Master. The way you learn the different languages in this game is to be in a group with somebody and have them speak the language to you while they're in the group with you. And it's just going to come out as gibberish because you don't understand the language. But as you start to develop the affinity for that language, as your skill goes up because they're just talking normal to you but in their language, you'll start to understand more and more of it. So instead of it all being gibberish, you'll start to recognize T and E for like the, and then there'll be gibberish in between until you completely and totally master that language, and then you can understand it from then on. And you can do the same in return by teaching other people Elvish. So it's kind of a unique way of playing the role-playing aspect, but also at the same time teaching people. But you do have to be in a group of people who are doing this stuff in OOC. You're not going to learn the language only when they're next to you in that group. And I think the reason they did that is, again, more role-playing aspect so that you feel like it's not just I'm in the country and people are talking around me. I'm not going to get to pick up on that, but I'm actually in a group with friends and they're able to, kind of teach me the language by being around them and answer questions. That's kind of how you might learn the language in another country. So I think they tried to incorporate the best they could into a video game, that kind of concept. I think they did a pretty decent job at it. It's not highly useful in a lot of ways. There's not a lot of quests or anything like that uses the languages, but it's more of a completionist thing. And if other people use those languages and you don't understand them, you're like, oh, come on, what are you saying, right? So you do kind of want to do that at some point. But guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. And on the next episode, chances are you're going to see this guy completely outfitted in gear, and we're going to go off killing and level up this guy a little bit. Now, I don't know if I'll show this guy progressing through all the levels. I probably will, just because that's the way I like to record, that's the way I like to play. But there may be a few levels here and there where I just go off and get him a few points, a few levels, just because I want to see what this guy is made of, and I want to take him some places that I haven't really been before. So kind of look forward to that as well. And I will definitely catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.